Hey guys, welcome to 5 Minute Kung Fu. So today I want to talk to you about shifting your weight. Now, I'm putting this in a Wing Chun frame of reference. Understand that the idea really applies to any footwork. Now, I've mentioned before in other videos that your point of balance is here, just behind the ball of the foot. It's actually the same place that you run on when you sprint. I urge you, watch video of Olympic and elite sprinters in slow motion. They have that forward midfoot stride, every single one of them. You don't want to be resting on your heels. As my Kung Fu brother says, heels are for resting and the balls of the feet are for acting. Now, it's not truly the balls of your feet. You don't want your weight that far forward. But what you want is your weight starting to get into the musculature of the front of the foot. Now, interestingly enough, if you point your toes and you start putting your weight on, guess what that does? That activates your posterior chain. Humans are rear wheel drive, as it were. I've always hated the reference of legs as wheels, but in this case, this works well. Humans are rear wheel drive. We are meant to move through the posterior chain. We're meant to hold stability through the posterior chain. It's one of the reasons why deadlifts are the king of all exercises. But now when you shift, assuming a regular stance, now you can be in a Wing Chun stance, but you can be in a karate horse stance all the same. You can even be down here in a proper low horse stance, square stance. There's different names depending on the system. We're going to go from a relatively neutral stance. I'm going to show you basically from my normal gait. Now, if you can, I'm pretty sure you can see my feet. If you watch when I pivot, I'm not picking up my heels and turning this way. That's bad form. I have no balance on my heels. Heels are for resting and for kicking people in the face, or the shins, or the knees, or the gut. Heels are for kicking people, but they're not for balance. Now, same thing, I don't want to be way up on the balls of my feet. Being way up on the balls of your feet overtaxes your calves, and you're going to actually wear them out. Now, some good conditioning will be helpful there, but you don't want to be in a place of super load. You want to be in a place of relaxed load, chambering a bullet. You want to put yourself in drive. And I'm mixing metaphors all over the place. So, like I said, you don't want to pick your heels up, so I don't want to come up off of my heels and do that either. So what I want to do is I want to drive from the hips. This is my primary engine. My engine is moving my wheels. My legs are kind of the drive shaft, right? So my engine dictates what's happening. So I move my engine first. The feet are incidental. I just want to make sure that the right point is, the rubber hitting the road. So I've got myself loaded up on that forward midfoot, just behind the ball of the foot. My engine moves, and the rest of me moves. You should create kind of a butterfly pattern in the ground if you're on dirt. You should see movement at the toe, and you should see movement at the heel because you're pivoting in that forward midpoint of the foot. Now, something that will help you keep your balance. Now, if you don't have a club bell, I'll show you something else you can do. You use the Gamma Cast with the club bell. So you're going to go ahead and load yourself up here. Arms at rough 90-degree angles. Club in front of one shoulder. You're going to cast it back, and you're going to shift the weight slightly to the other shoulder. And what you're going to do is you're going to maintain that contact with the ground and that forward midfoot of the point, or point of the midfoot. And as you drive this down, you're going to shift your feet. Now the thing is, the club is putting your weight where you want it. You want your weight slightly back so that your front side is ready for action. Now only go to like a 45-degree angle on this. The nice thing about the club is it gives you weight. So if you start going too far forward or resting too far back, the club's going to push you. Especially because of the slight circular motion. Now, if you don't have a club, you can use a number of slightly heavy objects. Use something that is a manageable but challenging weight. Kettlebells are a lot more common. You can use a kettlebell. I don't care how you hold it. I would think bell up, handles down. Same load position. Bring it back and bring it down. Bring it back, bring it down. Bring it back, bring it down. You can do this with a stone, a sandbag, just a heavy stick. Do it with something that's got some weight to it. I mean, 10, 15, 20 pounds depending on your strength. More if you are stronger. And do that 10, 15, 20 times. Give yourself a rest. Come back to it the next day. It's not a super taxing exercise. It's a balance exercise. So you can do this daily. Just don't overtax yourself with it. And you should find a lot of balance improvement within the shift. And you're going to find yourself able to focus more on the proper drive and rubber meeting the road, as we say. All right, this has been 5 Minute Kung Fu. I will talk to you later. Good journey.